One of the challenges of being in the military is the probability of being moved from base to base. And today we're about to meet an inspiring family that found a way of taking their house with them by building a tiny home on wheels. Hi Sarah, how are you?
Great, doing well. Welcome, Bryce.
Thank you very much. G'day Russell, how are you, mate?
Good, Bryce, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. And I'm very excited to see this beautiful home of yours.
Thank you. We love it. We really do.
I'm originally from America, and the housing prices here in New Zealand are crazy and out of this world, and the cost of living here is out of this world. So we had to think differently and alternatively of how we're going to live here in New Zealand. It's a great place to raise the kids. We chose to live here. What a beautiful country it is, but the cost of living can be high. So as we were looking at these different options of how we're going to live our life, we were watching your show and we really started enjoying. We're like, we could do that. And we went out and saw a couple of show homes and we're like, yes, we can do that. And we just kind of ran with it, put our money where our mouth was. And being in the military, we are posted ever so often. The government asks us to move here. We have to move here. That's part of the job. And so living in a tiny house gives us that option and also the stability and comfortability to move to a new place if asked. So one of the biggest challenges for moving into a new city, of course, is finding a new house, a new place to live. And living in a tiny house on wheels, we can just bring our house with us.
Yeah.
And you say that you're in the military, and you could not be any closer to your place of work because the Air Force Base is just over the fence, isn't it?
Yeah, that is correct. And actually, that's the way I go to work. I just kind of pop through the bamboo and I'm there.
Yeah, and I teach at the school right next to it. That's where our girls attend. And so, yeah, we are living very simply.
And of course, one of the things about being in the military is that you do have to move quite frequently. So in that respect, a tiny house is a great option, isn't it?
It's perfect for our lifestyle. In case they move us somewhere, we can just pick it up and go to the next location.
Yeah, without having to pack everything again. It all just gets smooth.
And you are so close to work. You are so fortunate with your whole land situation. Can you tell me how this came about? How did you actually find this plot of land?
Basically, just beg, borrow, and steal. I work with the landowner. I play softball with the landowner as well. And so just kind of asking around, they said, we may have a little spot for you. It was kind of a trial for them. It's a trial for us. We've been here a year and it's worked out wonderfully.
Brilliant. And so what size is the tiny house?
It's 3 meters by 8 meters and 4.2 meters high.
Great size. And I see that you've wonderfully expanded your living space with this beautiful deck.
Yeah, it was kind of, we asked the builders if they had a deck option. They said yes, and it just kind of went with it, and they did a great job of adding it on for us. We added the pergola, which has made a world of difference, giving us another living space outside. It's just a beautiful space for us just to relax and enjoy each other.
Absolutely. Well, the house looks brilliant from the outside, and I cannot wait to check out what you've done on the interior. Can we take a look?
Yeah, let's go on in.
Thank you very much. Oh, I really like the way that you've done this. Walking straight into this kitchen is such a practical way of doing it. And I really like the way that the kitchen is also connected to the living space outside.
Yes, it just opens up so much living for us. We do most of our living, most of our eating outside, and it just makes this tiny house not feel so tiny.
Yeah, lovely. Now, with your 2 girls in the house, you have amazingly been able to have 3 individual bedrooms in this tiny home, haven't you?
Yeah, so we sacrificed indoor living rooms so that each of our girls could have their own area and we could have our own bedroom.
Yeah, but especially in this climate zone, that actually makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Because you can quite comfortably live outside pretty much year round, especially with a nice enclosed area like what you have.
And that's the plan, to live outside as much as possible, and eventually we'd like to have some drop downs so that the wind, especially during the winter, is not so bad, and almost have another room or 2 rooms outside.
Perfect. And tell me about the design of your kitchen.
Well, our kitchen is the hub of our home. It's where I spend a lot of my time, and it's really easy for us all to come in here, cook, and I wanted lots of space to prepare food, and the girls make their lunches here. I can pretty much stand here, do my washing, do all my cooking, and all the dishes get done here. It's really easy.
And we have everything in this house that we would have in any other house.
I see you've got lots of prep space here and a good amount of storage. This does look like a very comfortable kitchen to cook in.
Yeah, it's great. There's 2 gas hobs, which make it really easy, and a full electric oven, and I can cook a full meal in there. And we did not sacrifice with the dishwasher. I was determined to have a dish drawer, so we do have a single dish drawer, which the girls take turns emptying.
And I love the open jar storage too. That adds a little bit of colour and interest to the kitchen, doesn't it?
Yeah, thank you. It's just really easy. All our high-use items are there, and those have just been reused from my brother-in-law's coconut yogurt addiction. So
nice. And can you tell me about this bench here?
yeah, so that has been a work in progress. It is a solution for us. We wanted somewhere where we could sit down, but also where we could eat. And we looked everywhere, and in the end, my wonderful husband and his mate made it during lockdown, and it is just perfect. I actually taught myself how to sew and made the cushions as well. And
great.
it's worked out really well. It suits the space, and again, we wanted it to look like we weren't super crowded, and we do feel like we can have a lot of space there. We can actually fit 6 around there as well.
And I can see the shutters up there. Where does that lead?
That leads to one of our daughter's bedrooms, and so she has great airflow throughout the whole house, and so she can get a good cross breeze coming through.
And it's lovely that her room gets to open up onto this space as well.
It does, and sometimes she just opens them up and drops her laundry down, so instead of having to walk it down.
Yeah, sewing sheets down like, Rena, check us your sheets, and then in they go.
What a good idea. I love that. So with this home, you've got the hallway there, which is quite a luxury for a tiny house as well.
Yes, it is. It gives us a little bit of space as we head down to our bedrooms. Also gives us a space that we can put up our chalkboard, so we have messages to each other on there and everything. So it's really good. It's also a place that we can store our jackets and our shoes as we walk out the door and just grab them.
Excellent. And then what do we have behind that first door there?
That is our bathroom.
Cool. Can we take a look?
Sure.
All right.
So this is the bathroom.
Very nice. It is a really nice sized bathroom, and obviously that's important, being a family bathroom.
Yeah, it's a great space for all 4 of us. Sometimes it's my space to kind of get away from all 3 of the girls. But yeah, it's very spacious. It has everything we need. The shower is a great size. It's a 900 ml shower, and we all have space for everything. We all have everything we need in here.
Great. Composting toilet as well?
Yes, it is actually, and it's going really well. It was the one thing I was nervous about, but it's actually super easy, and I can't believe we, used to flush water down toilets. That seems like such a waste now.
Right? When you start using a composting toilet, a conventional toilet just starts to feel like such a waste of water.
Absolutely, especially when we have water restrictions here, which we always do. So,
Yeah. And a lovely vanity space with a really nice mirror.
Yeah, the girls picked that one out. They wanted the blingy mirror, and we actually have more storage space in here than we've ever had in any of our last rental houses. So everyone can fit all their toiletries in, and we're doing great.
Excellent. Very nice. And then further down the hall here, we have your bedroom.
Yeah, let's go and have a look.
Let's go. I really like this. There really is something to having a downstairs bedroom. No sleeping loft to climb into, lots of headroom in here.
Yeah, it's amazing. We really wanted to have our own space. Just with the kids, we wanted our own space. So it's a proper bedroom and you can close the door.
Yeah, knowing that you have a private space where you can close the door and have a minute to yourself is so important. Now, this room has a lot of storage. That wall is just covered in storage space, isn't it?
Yep, Sarah has her 2 areas. I only have 1. And of course, the last one is just for linens and things like that.
Us guys, we always have to be the martyrs when it comes to the storage space, eh?
Yep.
Where do we store our dresses?
Underneath.
Yeah. Just not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we actually have more storage. So apart from all of the cupboards, our bed lifts up and we have a whole bunch more storage under there as well.
All our out-of-season stuff, of course.
Great, what a good idea. And then over here we have the stairs that lead up to the 2 sleeping lofts. And I really like the way that there is that separation with the stairs leading up to one of the lofts on the left and one on the right.
Yeah, it was really important that our girls felt like they had their own space in our house. And also the design's great because it gave us an opportunity to build in more storage.
Well, can we go upstairs and take a look?
Sure, let's go.
All right, great. After you. Oh, this is really nice. What a lovely space for your girls.
Yeah, it's a great space for them. They are together yet separate. Each of them have their own space to do what they need to do and decorate the way they want to decorate it, but yet they're still kind of in the same space together.
And when siblings are younger, they want that connection, don't they? But then as they grow older and as they require more privacy, it would be so simple just to enclose these two sleeping lofts and give them absolute privacy.
Absolutely. So we know that in the future we can very easily jib that up there and give them their own space if they want it. Right now they both said they really like it as it is. So yeah, it's working for now.
And both girls have lots of storage and lots of space for their toys and everything up here?
Yeah, actually they did really well. They didn't have to cull a whole lot. They've got under their bed storage and they've both designed their little toy areas, and they'll spend hours up here playing with their Lego, reading, just hanging out.
And they must have been so excited when they got to sort of come up here and start designing their rooms.
Yes, very excited, and it's very unique for them. None of their friends live this way. It's very unique for them to show off their house and to show off their little nook or their little loft area to their friends. And if the girls ever want some friends to come over and have a sleepover, the chairs turn into beds.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah, it's a great little space for them to just be themselves.
So you've been living in this tiny house for about a year now. How are things working out for you?
It's been great. We've really enjoyed this year. We, of course, have some ups and downs as we adjust to tiny house living, but it's been a wonderful year.
And this is obviously such an interesting way of living that must be a really unique concept for many of your colleagues. What do they think of what you've done here?
I get questions almost every day. How's your tiny house? How's your tiny house? And I get to just brag about the way we live and kind of feel very proud to live this way in this alternative way of lifestyle. I really enjoy showing it off. And so especially in these times where prices are skyrocketing, this is an alternative way to live and just kind of give them some hope in which they can make it through these times.
Yeah, because we really are living in unprecedented times at the moment. We talk about the skyrocketing cost of living, but it's hard to really come to terms with the fact that in this city, the average house price went up by $350,000 just last year.
Absolutely. It's crippling. And when we realized that the deposit that we'd been saving for wasn't going to even get us into the housing market, we actually decided why not use that to go tiny, and we still had money left over. And for us, it's just been so liberating, and we don't even want to go back to living in a normal house because it's so much easier. Our time here is just so precious. We spend a fraction of the time cleaning. We have way more time to be out with the family, with our friends, with the community. We have much more energy and patience with our jobs. And that's because we're not servicing a mortgage. And for us, that was really important. We're here to live, not to pay off a mortgage.
So can I ask what this house did cost you to build?
Sure, it cost us $150,000 to build, with a little extra for the deck and the pergola.
That's fantastic. And now being in the circumstance that you are, being mortgage free, there is just such liberation to be found in that. This year, interest rates have doubled. 2/3 of New Zealanders are now having to refinance million-dollar mortgages in a market where the interest rates have doubled. Our cost of living is up substantially. This is really hard times for a lot of people. But living here in this tiny house, you're immune to that now.
Totally, absolutely. And I think I noticed after about maybe a week of living here, it's like, I just feel great. I've got energy. And then, the end of the month comes along and all the bills, and there's just no stress. We don't have anywhere near the amount of stress we could have if we had bought into a traditional market. And yeah, that's, to us, is gold. That's worth everything.
Owning our own home is huge for us. It gives us some financial security, gives us a sense of pride as we own our own home, that we have something to brag about, to talk to other people about, especially this unique way of living. We really enjoy kind of having and owning this type of home.
I'm just feeling really grateful that we can live like this, and I hope other families realize they can do it. There's absolutely nothing special about us. We were just that normal family in a rental, consuming, trying to save for a house deposit. And when we realised actually it's never going to happen without a $800,000 mortgage that we did not want to service, I would be straight back to full-time work. I really enjoy being a part-time teacher and having time with our girls. So for us to live together as a family the way we want to, living tiny has allowed us to really align with our values of being together as a family, spending time together. And the joy that we experience in a normal day is amazing. I didn't think we could do this, and I'm really grateful. And I just really want other families to know that this is possible. If we can do it, and we are nothing special, anyone really can, and it is so worth it. It's amazing.
And what would you say the future holds for you both now?
I would say that we are still dreaming. The world is our oyster. With this freedom we've had from living in a tiny house, we're able to do a lot more things. So we can go out there and just live life.
Well, you have both done such a beautiful job in creating a home that is really uniquely suited to your lifestyle, but simultaneously a beautiful space for your family. Thank you both so much for sharing it with me.
Thank you, Bryson.
Oh, thank you.
Lovely to meet you. Russell and Sarah really have created such a beautiful home for their family. Moving into a tiny house as a family is not easy, and I really like the way that in this home they've really thought about how to give each and every individual their own private space, which is just so important. And especially with Russell's job, taking him from place to place in the military, having a home that this family can now carry with them in their travels is just such a beautiful idea.